Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. This is Joshua Swift live at the Minnesota State Capitol building. I'm your host for Authentic Intent. Thanks everybody for coming by and checking out the live stream, or if you're coming in later, appreciate you. So we're just chilling, getting ready to set up, walk around. There's actually some people in the atrium where I'm going to be kind of canvassing, if you will, for the International Women's Day. So women get a day, it's international. Hopefully they're going to get their crunchless Doritos here pretty soon. Flat Earth Vegans, good to see ya. AJ206. Jared Wilkie, hey buddy, good, how you doing? Saw you in Jamie Brown's chat about an hour ago on my way here. Good to see everybody. We're just gonna, it actually went live on accident. I accidentally hit the live button, so you kind of surprised me. So we got some people, like I said, set up in the atrium, so hopefully they'll be able to hear my conversation, and we'll try to wake them up. So plain sailing, thanks a lot. Unruly Fellows, hello. So I wonder if it's gonna stream my live chat. I know that YouTube changed it so that the live chat now streams. So look at this, we got some guests here in the atrium for once. This is all government propaganda here. But, we'll give them a chance. We'll let them say what they want to say. So, how you doing? We're live here at the Minnesota State Capitol again, folks. Certainly is warmer in here than it is outside. It's about -1, -2 degrees Celsius. 28, 30 degrees outside. Fahrenheit, so it is sunny outside, so the snow is slowly melting. And if you got a dark shirt on, you'll be warm. So we got some more propaganda over here. Let's check this out. Just gonna walk around a little bit. Again, we got plenty of visitors coming in and out of the state capitol building here, so we'll have plenty of opportunities. Show you some winners. We got some paintings here. Hey, David Rocha, good to see ya. NASA CGI Lies. NASA CGI, that is correct, sir. Or ma'am. Posted here in the off to the side of the atrium. These are artworks that people decided to take and draw. This one's a little abstract for sure. So, youth art exhibit, Minneapolis, St. Paul. That one. Jordan Hatch, good to see ya. Himawari, thanks for coming by. Spending a couple of hours here at the so on and so forth. Thank you for the First Amendment so that I can share my opinions. All right, thanks a lot. Plain sailing. Right back at you. Yeah, we need a flat Earth exhibit here, that's for sure. We could. I mean, why not? We don't have to rent space. Pick your local State Capitol building during the weekday, preferably during a school week. You know, your history matters. History is written by the winners, not the losers. That's why at this moment 6 million people are still burning in the gallows. Historical Fort Snelling ladies, how you doing?
Hi, good, how are you?
And terrific, thanks.
What does that say?
It says satellites don't exist. Yeah. Yeah. As prescribed by mainstream media and our school, did you know that all the pictures of satellites in outer space are CGI'd and made on a computer?
No.
Okay. Well, you do now.
What do you mean? So like the things that we see in the sky are...
Well, what do you see in the sky?
I don't really see anything in the sky.
Okay. Well, what's this we stuff then? What do you see in the sky?
Well, when things are beamed down,
Okay.
when things are taking pictures, what are they from the sky of Earth? What's taking those pictures?
Yeah, those are balloons. High altitude balloons, 150,000 feet or so in the sky. And you know Google Earth, right? Okay, that was a Project Loon. So Project Loon is actually just hundreds of thousands of balloons traveling over our level, motionless plane that is flat. It's not a sphere that we live on. And so that's how we have our Google Earth. And so those lights in the sky, I know what you're referring to. You see lights moving in the sky, right?
Sure.
So you assume they're satellites, right?
Yeah.
They may or...
Filming me right now?
I am, yeah. We're live on YouTube. And it's public property. So, did you know that your cell phone and your laptop actually film you? No? So you have a problem with a private citizen filming you, but when he's typing on his cell phone, the government's looking right back at you though. So, just a heads up. So I'd suggest you put electrical tape on your selfie cameras. Private citizens can't film you, but it's okay for the government to. Makes a lot of sense. These guys are cowboys. Cowboys. How you doing, fellas? Good. Just hanging out with the signage here. Satellites don't exist.
What's your message?
Well, you know those lights in the sky that you see, like traveling over? Right, exactly, stars. So you can see hundreds of trillion miles away, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess so. And so you'll sometimes see like moving lights in the sky. Most people would interpret those as satellites, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you Google image satellites in space, this is what you get, are CGI computer rendered images. You will not find one authentic, genuine picture of a satellite in outer space. And what's taking a picture of the satellite?
So what's your point?
My point is that we don't live on a sphere hurtling millions of miles through space. We live on a level, motionless plane, and we've been lied to. And if you believe we landed on the moon, you are incredibly
I
deceived.
think we're flat and there's an edge. Huh?
Who said there's an edge?
Well, I don't know. How far does it go then?
How far does outer space go?
I'm talking about, you said we live on a flat plane.
Yep. So
How far does it go?
our school tells us that space is infinitely expanding, right? How do they know that, and how is that measured? How do you know that there's an edge on a flat Earth? Where do you get that?
Because you can travel around it and come back to your same point.
Yeah, circumnavigation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say that this is a flat Earth,
Yeah?
okay? And if I was to start here in America, and I go around like this on a flat, level, motionless plane.
Go this way. Go this way around instead of this way.
No, you're going this way around, sir, because you're using compasses and gyros.
Are
To-
you recording this?
I am. I'm live on YouTube
Let
and
him
Facebook.
record it. That's fine.
It's public property, so
Let him
you don't have a problem with the government recording you on your cell phone.
Why
So,
are you trying to disprove the landing on the moon?
What
It's a
are you
great
trying to
feat-
prove,
It's a
though?
great feat of mankind.
well, I'm trying to prove that the First Amendment right is still being used in America, and this is my opinion and many others' opinions and observations.
I get you. So,
And so-
it's fine,
You have a
but
right
what are
to
we
do that.
gaining? I mean, what are we
Do you like to be lied to, sir?
No, I don't.
No, you don't. I don't like to be lied to either. And when I found out that not only is the moon landing a fraud, NASA and SpaceX are a fraud,
No, it's not.
and we being taught that we live on a spinning ball, that gives us our worldview. And most likely people believe in
How
evolution.
does it work though with the sun and the angle like in the winter? So if we're on a flat surface, just help me.
Sure, yeah.
So we're on. So the sphere, I will say, what I've been taught, the sphere changes.
I was taught the same thing,
Now
man.
now the sun in the summertime in Minnesota is more intense. We're feeling it right now. The sun in
Sure.
March is way warmer than it is in November, right?
Yep.
Because we're doing this.
Yep.
So how does that work with a flat sphere, and then how the circle or how the sun comes up around the world? You know
Sure,
what I mean?
totally.
How does that work on a flat
Totally, yeah. So, can I ask you a really basic science question? What is the degree of our tilt?
23 degrees.
23.4.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know the remainder of 23.4 is?
No.
Nope.
66.6.
Okay.
And
Well, if you're familiar with the Bible, you'd.
they don't prove
I'm
anything,
just
though.
saying,
They
it
don't
is a
prove anything.
coincidence.
They don't
So,
prove anything.
to your question with the sun, right?
Yep.
Here's the North Pole in the center.
All right.
Okay. Here's us
Yep.
here in the North America. Okay. The edge of my selfie stick will be the sun. Let's say that the sun is closer than 93 million miles away, and as it rotates around the North Pole, it gets further away to create our winters, and as the
It's
year
oblong. This revolution is oblong. You're saying.
It could be, or circular. There's another idea that the sun travels like this and comes back, you know. But the most popular idea of the sun traveling around the Earth is it actually goes around the North Pole. And the further away from the North America it gets, the colder that it gets. And then as it becomes a summer solstice, the sun, which is closer, maybe a couple hundred miles away, actually spins and revolves and
Then
comes
how does
closer
your
to the
day-
North Pole.
How does it go day to night then if you're on a flat surface? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you're just spinning around here, the sun's always on me, right?
Well, it's more of a localized sun, sir. How many, let's say, how many hours or minutes after the sun, quote, sets, do we see daylight?
Depends upon the time of year. But
Right.
I mean, it
Probably
could
like
be-
90 minutes sometimes, right? The sun has gone down,
Yep.
and you see it sometimes at an hour, 90 minutes or so. So what I'm saying is that there's noble gases that the sun is creating. It's not a fireball in outer space. So what it's doing is it's actually electrifying the molecules in the sky and lighting up those noble gases to give us our light. It's not light like we see here, electricity. It's its own personal light.
So I've traveled west across South Dakota on I-90,
Sure,
and when you're going 80 mile an hour, which isn't as fast as the Earth spins.
not at all.
But
Not
the
close.
sunset took hours, whereas in here it can take half an hour.
Sure.
So how can you explain that? If I'm headed towards the sunset at 80 mile an hour, the sun takes longer to set than if I'm just sitting in one place.
Sure, then that just proves that the sun isn't moving as fast and the earth isn't spinning as fast as we're told.
So the Earth is spinning though.
No, the earth is not at all spinning.
But you just said it did.
I said that you're noticing that the earth is not spinning as fast as we're being taught, which means
I'm
there's an
still
underlying
acknowledging
lie.
I'm still acknowledging it's spinning.
Well, how do
But
you know
I'm
that
just-
it's
Can
spinning
I ask
though?
you a question?
Because I could go headed west at 80 mile an hour, and it takes longer for the sun to set than
Yeah,
if I was sitting
because
in
you're
one
chasing
spot,
it.
Because I'm chasing it.
Yeah.
Because as the Earth's spinning, I'm driving along.
How
with
do you?
it,
But you
I'm
don't know.
going slow.
It's never been measured that the earth is spinning, man.
Or if you're down on the equator, you know,
Sure.
or in a geographical area that's more on the equator, my experience is that sun, when she goes, she goes. It doesn't hang around. It doesn't
Right.
set. It
Right.
just, it's gone. And to me, the only way, in my mind, is if you are on a sphere. You know what I mean? So now you're.
Yeah, I can understand where
over
you're
here,
coming
it's
from.
hanging longer, but there it's just gone. It just, there's no.
And since
sunset.
you've been 4, you've thought about the globe. So
Yeah, and
it's-
I don't know.
Can I ask you a
Yeah,
question?
sure thing,
You said
man.
NASA was a fraud.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it
Yeah,
doesn't
100%.
exist? It doesn't
No, I'm
exist?
saying that what they're promoting and what they're giving us as a public is
So
not
you believe
true
they went up
information.
into space?
Nobody's been to space. No.
So they built all this equipment. I just come from the Cape Kennedy where they have the museum.
Sure.
They built all this stuff like the Saturn V rocket.
Mm-hmm.
They could take this Capitol building to fit it in.
Yeah, sure. How
They
much
built
money do you?
They built that just to fool us?
How much money do you think NASA gets a day?
Answer my question.
Yeah, they did make it to fool you.
You gotta
Yep.
be kidding.
Nope.
They have the exact Challenger,
Mm-hmm.
or not the Challenger, but
Challenger's blown up. Yeah.
Challenger's blown up. So you
That's
think
what
they
they
blew
tell
that
us,
up
yeah.
to fool us?
Yeah. Did you know that a majority of the quote astronauts on the Challenger may or may not be alive right now?
They're not alive.
How do you know? Have you investigated such a concept?
Have you?
Yeah, I have actually. That's why I'm bringing it up. NASA gets $53 million a day.
People were there.
What could you do with
People were there
$53
in
million?
Florida and watch them.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't mean they went to outer space, sir. You're on the ground still. And then what you do see, you see it on
You
TV.
quoted the Bible a little bit before with the 666.
Yeah.
The Bible tells us that the earth is round.
No, it doesn't. Show me where it says that, sir. Can you please quote the verse where it says that? Okay.
can't.
Because in Isaiah, it does say that the Lord puts his feet on a circle. A circle could be a pizza or a penny or a dinner plate.
Or it could be the earth.
No, it's not.
It
It's
could be the earth.
What's a footstool, sir? Is it
God.
is a footstool a sphere?
We are really tiny in the
No.
sight of God.
What
No.
does it make a difference?
What do
That's
you
my
do for a
question. I
living?
don't care if it's flat or round. What's the
I do this. Yeah.
Really?
How do you get paid?
Where do you go to school? Minnesota?
Yep.
Where did you graduate, or what
I graduated from Buffalo High School.
Buffalo?
Yeah.
Then you went to the University of Minnesota. What did you take up?
What'd you
No,
major?
I didn't go to school at all.
Okay.
Nope. I can buy this.
Yeah,
It's a go for
I'm just
shirt.
asking
You
your
know.
background.
Yeah.
I mean, we farm.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. I appreciate that. You know.
Beef.
Yeah, man. Do you guys use GMOs in your?
Yep, we do.
Oh, okay. That's a shame. Monsanto and everything.
Whoa, what's wrong with that? We're feeding the world with the use of GMOs.
Oh man, that's.
Do you ever eat grapes? You eat
Have you ever been
oranges?
out to a farm?
I have. Yeah. In Buffalo, there's
You should.
hundreds of
you should
farms.
Come, I mean, if you got time, you should come up. If you ever get up by Alexandria.
Actually, my father lives up there.
Really?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, he
close.
does.
I mean, you could come up to our place and look around. I mean,
They have the best lefts up in Alexandria. Did you know that?
no, I thought it was Osaka.
Here you go, man. I got my go to my YouTube channel on the bottom of the description section. My dad, he sells lefse.
So what's under what brand is that? Alexa?
Gosh, you know what? I can't. I don't know. But he actually got one of the guys who won American Idol. He does like a cooking show now, and he goes across the country. Bill something Hicks. Can't remember his name. But he does a like a cooking show on TV, and he goes around the states.
So you came to your dad?
And he came to my dad's Lefse's place. Yeah.
So
So
headed back to the GMO.
sure thing. Yeah.
So you say you do a lot of research. So
I do enough.
Where do you find the research that states that GMOs are bad?
Same place you do.
Well, I don't find any research that says
Oh, okay. So you haven't looked up GMOs or anything that has to do with GMOs?
Yeah, I have because
Okay.
I mean I work on a farm. I work as an agronomist, and we plant GMO corn.
Okay. So GMO problems, maybe Google that.
And
What is wrong with what's the problem?
What are you
What do you
finding?
find
with
it?
Yeah.
Well, in from what I've found over a period of time, it actually is starting to change the human genome and giving people sicknesses and allergies that they weren't privy to previously.
Do you think that could be? I mean, what points do you get that directly correlate that to GMOs? Because what I see is, I mean, I see.
It says it's genetically modified food.
I see more and more mothers carrying around hand sanitizer, keeping their kids clean. As a
Sure.
kid, I mean,
That's the
we
external,
used to,
though.
We used to eat in dirt and roll around in dirt on the farm.
Yeah.
And I feel like that builds our immune system and
Yeah.
it's compatible.
So you're
against
promoting
allergies.
GMOs to give us a better immune system?
But
No.
Oh, okay.
That's not
All
what
right.
I'm saying.
What-
I'm just saying, with that research, how do you know that's coming from GMOs? How do you not know it's not coming from our other ways of living, like how cleanly we are now compared to when we used
And all
to?
the plastics in our diet. I mean, everything
Yeah,
we get
everything's plastic,
Everything
man.
is in a plastic.
Try to use
Everything's-
glass as much as I can.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just.
Yeah.
So what's the alternative? So what should we be eating in your opinion? You know what I mean?
Or organic. I mean, I know that the organic industry is probably just as controlled as the GMO industry. I mean, you're not going to have organic come out and be like, hey, you know, this is so much better. We actually, as civilians here in America, we get arrested or fined if we have a massive garden. Did you know that? People who hand
Where
out,
at? I mean, like in Buffalo, if you have a big garden.
No, it doesn't happen in Minnesota.
Okay.
I've seen people getting arrested for handing out food to the poor out on the East Coast.
Well, I heard of that in San Diego
I don't know, man.
this winter.
It's a news article. Type it in, man. Google it.
That has happened in San Diego this winter, but they're having a big hepatitis outbreak and a bunch of.
I know,
public
but
health.
we don't. We're over a period of time. It just seems, in my opinion, that as Americans we're losing our ability to have choice.
Oh, I'd agree with that.
And I think,
I'd agree with that. We're on the same page now.
So then, going back to the GMO.
Yeah.
So as you being anti-GMO,
Yep.
saying we should grow more organic, are we limiting, by pushing that, are we limiting Americans to have the choice? Because as I'm working for a farm that we are transitioning some land into organic crops.
Okay.
Because we see
how can you do that with the soil that you have now, though?
we see the value that we can produce because organic crops are selling for 3 times the amount of
Totally
conventional.
Yeah.
healthy soil.
Yeah.
Totally healthy.
So it's
how
GMO
do you-
now, though, but how do you transition it to a non-GMO
We
soil?
have to go 2 years.
Okay.
2 to 3 years transition period.
Okay.
With
I'm asking these questions because I
But
got
that's-
viewers,
Yep,
you know,
we treat it like it's organic. We just
Okay.
can't sell it as an organic crop. But back to my point is,
Yeah.
so we can sell our crop for 3 times more than we could with just regular
it's
corn.
clearly a better
But-
profit, right?
We have a hunger issue in this nation, don't we?
In the world.
Around the world.
Well, around the world we do, and that's
So how do we
I
feed
promote
the
that
world
too.
If we're going to bump up our food prices 3 times the amount of what they already are.
Mm-hmm.
Food production, not prices.
No, the prices, because organic prices are 3 times higher
Yeah.
than regular food prices.
Sure.
And so now you're telling those middle class, those people living in poverty that, you're starving, but we're going to make your food 3 times more expensive
That's the
because we
big
need to
problem.
grow organic.
Yeah,
Not to mention, we only have so many resources in the world,
sure.
and we need to use them as wisely as we can. So if you're using an acre of ground to produce something, you want to produce as much as you can,
much as we can.
so it can be as affordable, so people can eat.
Sure.
And not to mention with fertility and all of these things. So now I need phosphorus and nitrogen on my ground to get the bigger yield.
Yep.
If I just use a little bit, I can get a whole lot more. So then, like the diesel fuel that I use, or however I till the ground, or all the production practices, instead of getting, let's just say 100 bushels, I get 200 bushels.
What
It's
if-
the bigger payback for society, not for the farmer making money, for society, better allocation of resources.
Okay.
All told. So then instead of you spending whatever half of your food, half of your income.
Yeah, I
on
mean
food,
it's
now
like
you've got half of-
$1.29 for not for organic bananas, for example.
Yeah, whatever, I
or
don't know.
89 cents a pound
So
for
now look at all the
organic.
extra money you have
Yeah.
for whatever cause or whatever purpose you're trying to promote. You know what I mean? So now your dollar goes further. That's what we're trying to do.
You brought up like the Earth is starving basically, and I've seen it firsthand.
We're the biggest producer of food in the world. And,
Yep.
and we're the lowest cost. How did we get there?
Because the people
what do
who
you attribute
run
that
the
to?
people who run the Earth need to have classes, because we can't all be rich. We can't all have food in our belly, and we can't all have clothing and shelter. So they do limit the possibilities of others overseas developing a first world country like ours.
Who does?
We're running
Who-
late, Dave.
Who limits that?
The establishment, man. Hey, I appreciate
Nice
it.
to meet
Are you
you.
guys
Good
familiar
talking.
what Terminator seeds are?
I've heard the term where you can't replant them.
Yeah,
There we go.
and they do sell those to third world countries.
Gotta go back where we're coming.
So
Yeah.
they sell those to third world countries, and then the next year those countries have to buy them again.
All right, you have a good
So
one.
I appreciate the
your time.
information, guys.
Take care.
Thanks for
Are you born
listening.
again Christian?
100%, sir.
There.
Jesus Christ is the only way to God. Have a good one. All right, well, that was enjoyable. Thanks, everybody. Coming by, hanging out. I did my GMO stuff years ago. So I'm glad that they were here to share that to everybody. And I am against GMO foods. I don't agree with how they're produced, how they go about their business, and so on. So when I did do my, quote, research on the internet, it just left a bad taste in my mouth, and I saw some really good documentaries, that I felt were in line with revealing the negative effects of GMOs. Monsanto is one company that's going to burn in hell for damaging genuine farmers and having Monsanto seed, flowing over to their farm, and then Monsanto comes over to their farm and says, hey, you got Monsanto seeds in there. Those are copyrighted. You're not allowed to have those. So then Monsanto takes over their crops. So that's kind of a J move, but Martin, good to see ya. Tim Osman, that's not your original profile. You must have got banned again. That's too bad. Praise the shrinking sun. Tyne. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Jibby, good to see ya. Yeah, if you guys want to post your opinions about GMOs, I'd love to read them, see them. Sometimes I get into interactions with people, like it can be difficult to look at the chat. It's always good to have a lifeline to give me some pointers. Because, GMOs a couple years ago, and just a lot of the information just kind of slighted my mind. But, they're businessmen, right? They have places they need to go. So, burn Monsanto crops, right? Mobeek, good to see ya. I hear certain GMOs have been associated with organ failure. Of course, who knows for sure, says Jibby. Yeah, exactly. GMOs are the transgenderism of organic food. Yeah, right. Exactly. They're even turning our food into transgenders. So, happy International Women's Day out there. All you women get another day. Valentine's Day isn't enough. Christmas Day isn't enough. You have specific days. When's the Guy Day? Oh yeah, that's every sporting event, right? So here's what's going on here. These are exhibits set up here at the State Capitol building in the atrium. So you can look at that, pause it later if you want to look at that. Gravestone restoration. Just want to give everybody a heads up of where you're going to end up since it's here. That's where you're going to be here pretty soon. A couple years, couple decades, maybe tomorrow. Where's your stall? David, that's a good point. Where is my flat earth stall? I think it could probably go right here. We could probably just set up shop right there, huh? That was nice of those gentlemen, though, to, stop by and stop me. So we'll here's our stall right here. Just set up right here. All is one. Thanks. AI will save you. All is one. Not this AI, though. I'm pretty sure artificial intelligence is on its way. If you haven't seen the latest X-Files, not the one that's being filmed today. I think the one today is, or yesterday. But it's the one that was last week. The X-Files that was last week has a lot to do with artificial intelligence and computers and stuff. It's kind of funny. I'll give you just the premise because that's what I'm going to do. Spoiler alert. Scully and Fox, they go to a sushi restaurant at the very beginning and they don't talk at all. So it's kind of a bizarre first 15 minutes because there's really not any talking. Throughout the entire episode, they probably have like one paragraph of lines. And so Mulder, he doesn't tip the sushi place. And he finds out that inside the sushi restaurant, it's being run 100% by robots. And so he ends up losing his credit card it eats his credit card because he doesn't want to tip. And throughout the entire episode, Fox and Scully are being harassed by drones and robots and AI in their car and stuff. So these gentlemen are spying out, taking a look, mocking, ridiculing, I'm sure. Wonder if they can see my sign from down here. So, hey Patricia, good to see you. Thanks for the shout out yesterday. I'm doing well, thanks. Good episode. You guys covered a lot. It's good to hear you. I'm kind of, it's difficult for me to wrap my head around the whole fake jet fuel airplane thing. That's pretty difficult. I understand it. I get it. You use the gasoline to start the wind turbines and then boom, they're just gliders. But, you know, we got to get some more concrete evidence. I'd love to have some interviews with some, you know, plane technicians. Maybe this guy will take a picture of me from up there. I'm just standing here holding my sign. So who are all the people? Is it a GMO convention? No, I don't think it is. I think it's just got the Minnesota Historical Society. That lady over there is just taking a picture of me, making it look like she's not. But we got her on camera also. I'm going to go give her my card because if you're going to take a picture of me, you either have to take my card or my DVDs that I have. That's it. P. Mars, did you lose in poker? P. Mars is trying to challenge me heads up online for poker play, but I don't really play online. I play firsthand, live. And I like the excitement of getting to heads up. I don't like just to do heads up. That's just, you know, the build up to heads up, you know, beating, you know, 6 or 7 other players is good. So P. Mars thinks that he can beat me in heads up. Little does he know. Little does he know. What do you play, P. Mars? What app, on your computer, who do you go through? Bravada or something like that? Professional poker player. Give me a break, man. So once this lady's done talking, I'm going to go over there and swap. Give her my card. Journey's Wake. Good to see you. Thanks a lot for coming by. We don't have too many visitors in here yet. I did see a half a dozen school buses outside. There is a lot to this area. There are tunnels that lead to the judiciary branch, House of Representatives, Secretary of the State. So there's tunnels all over this area, which I'm sure in Washington, D.C., it's kind of the same thing. So we got some tour people here. Well, let's go walk around. Yeah, let's just go around. Hey, we're back. Yeah, there's a nice 8-pointed star in the middle. And they tell people that the star right there, it's M's. So you can see the M's on the star represent the points. That's what they're telling the tour guides to tell civilians, which is 100% lie. The star is not 8-pointed because of the M's that they wanted to make. Give me a friggin' break. Ephesians 6:12. Jordan Hatch. P. Mars says that he overabundantly plays poker with 6 windows open so he can be a money grubbing. So, thanks, man. Carolyn, good to see ya. About 35 minutes in. Still got about 90 more minutes to hang out. Guy's got a t-shirt that says zero gravity on it. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. See him at the blue shirt? Zero gravity. We're meant to be here, folks. See, when you see stuff like that, it just all comes together. Just all comes together. Like peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, right? Have a good afternoon. Oh, it's public property, man. Yeah, well, good luck with that. Have a nice afternoon. Tough guy. Don't film me. How you doing, sir? Pretty cool structure, huh? Yeah. Wow. I know, right?
Refurbishing is unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you believe in the moon landing, sir? I got a question. Do you believe that we landed on the moon, sir?
Question.
Do you believe we landed on the moon?
Absolutely.
Okay, you were lied to and 100% deceived. Do you believe everything Dick Nixon did during his presidency? No?
Landed on the moon.
Okay, so for the 4 years that Richard Nixon was president, he lied to you about landing on the moon 6 times. Yeah, I know, it's funny now, but you'll know the truth soon enough, young lady. Have a good afternoon. Because you're going to end up just like me and you and everybody else. When you end up here, that's when you know the truth. Hopefully you have enough money to get a gravestone restoration in a couple of years. So, hey, I just wanted to say hi and give you my card since I saw you taking my picture. So, figured it's a fair deal. You know, take my picture, you get information. So, what's your information here?
All about the Minnesota Historical Society.
Okay.
Yeah, events coming up.
Like what event is probably 2018 is going to be like, boom, the big event?
We have 1968 exhibit up right now. That's all about 58 years since everything that happened in 1968.
Okay.
It's the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I. So
Okay.
we're doing a big World War I exhibit at Fort Snelling in August.
Okay.
Probably the 26th.
In 1968, they told us we landed on the moon.
That's not the right year.
It's not?
69.
69, yeah. 68,
So
69.
We don't talk about
yeah.
that in the exhibit because it's not the right year.
Yeah, so you don't talk about the exhibit? Well, I mean, you say, like, what happened in the last 50 years?
It's only
So-
about 68.
It's only about 68. Oh,
Yeah.
that's not very nice. Oh. Well, I mean, just since I mentioned it, do you believe we landed on the moon?
I don't really care either way.
You don't care either way. So that doesn't help shape your worldview about who you are as a human
I
being?
have other people to talk to.
Yeah?
Please move on.
All right, well, have a good afternoon. Brad. Good to see you, Brad. Jibby, are you getting into it with Patrick regarding online poker? Bill G, good to see you. Thanks for coming by. It doesn't matter to me. But it did shape your worldview, whether you believe it or not. That is the moon landing. Tim Truth, good to see you. Yeah, I think the week of tax week I'm gonna go hit up my Fed Reserve. So first couple weeks of April, we'll just go to the Fed Reserve here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Talk to people about that. So nice, such a nice people here. I'm gonna distract this guy by just filming him. Got a little schmutz on the camera. There we go, that's probably better. Want to say thanks to Mark Sargent for posting the Minnesota meetup today. If you haven't seen that, go to his channel, Mark Sargent. Posted the meetup. March 31st at the Flat Earth Brewery. I figured there's no better place to go for a Flat Earth meetup than the Flat Earth Brewery in St. Paul, Minnesota. That's going to be the last Saturday of March. The day before, the government tells you that Jesus died the next day on Easter, on April Fool's Day. So if you believe that April 1st is Easter and that's the day that Jesus Christ died, you are a fool yourself. We never landed on the moon, and so on and so on. So that'll be fun. I think it'll be a good turnout. And when I did go into the Flat Earth Brewery a number of months ago, none of the bartenders believed the earth was flat. They're just like, I just work here, man. So, you know, like that's like a flat earther working in NASA, or I mean, if you want to be like an agent in NASA and like let people know the secrets and whatnot, if you got like super secret clearance. But yeah, the Flat Earth Brewery, nobody in that establishment believes the earth is actually flat. So we're going to have some fun with them. Brandon Esteban, I thought April Fool's was when the elite changed the calendar to January 1st for the new year. Hardy har har. I know, right? They want to tell us that March is the actual first of the year. You know, hey, what are you going to do? You're being sprayed by Raid. Good to see you. We're in our Minnesota State Capitol building right now. We've kind of canvassed around a little bit. I think I'll go over to these people here since they're just talking to each other. Maybe they can go and interrupt their conversation, because that's what I do. Jay Swift is going over and interrupting conversations. So how you doing?
No, she's outside. That's part of like a. Okay. That's like yes, and that's a maintenance. Yeah.
What is your display here?
I'm from the Department of Inclusion and Community Engagement, so I work on physical and cognitive access, as well as the rest of my department works on diversifying and talent management within the museum field. So we do a lot of fellowships for people from different communities, from the LGBTQIA, American Indian, African American communities within colleges, and then I also work on lots of programs for people with dementia and other cognitive disabilities. And then
I'm with Native American Initiative, so we're a new department that was formed just over a year ago, and we do all sorts of things from community outreach to programming. We have a new gallery that's opening next year.
Okay.
That's for Central American History.
Okay, awesome. Well, I appreciate you got a lot to do. I mean, that's a lot of. Do you have any free time to go eat nice food? You know, like here or whatever.
So that's amazing. That
Yeah.
is a cookbook that's being published this spring.
Okay.
One of my colleagues worked over a year with Somali youth here in Minneapolis.
Okay.
And they worked with their elders, and they put together this cookbook, and it's being published by our press this spring.
Okay, great. Yeah. I like South Asian food, you know, more, but I think every American should venture out and try different food. Are you familiar with what cognitive dissonance is? You said the word cognitive, right? Could you explain it? Just
What cognitive means?
yeah, cognitive dissonance.
You're the PhD. Do you want to talk about? Are you filming?
Yeah, I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on YouTube, and I'm here live doing a social experiment, kind of doing some protesting, informing the public about various topics and information. So I do have a YouTube channel. I'd love for you to check it out. But cognitive dissonance is the inability to let go of what you've been taught or learned in the past when given new information. And we tend to find that here in a community called Flat Earthers, where we are under this understanding that we live on a level, motionless plane and not a sphere like we're taught in school. And so most of us don't believe in the moon landing, that outer space is real.
You say us? Do you use us again? Sorry.
People in this community.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Most humans do because they saw it on TV and they were taught it in school, so they just believe it, right? But they don't actually do their personal investigation to see that the, quote, astronauts on the moon were actually carried by harnesses. So, I mean, they had backpacks on and they had harnesses to help give them the idea that they were on the moon. And when they were actually probably on a movie set. So it's just something to think about. That's what I do with my information here. I come here and I just kind of do the same thing and just let people know. So I didn't encourage you to investigate the idea of the Earth being a level, motionless, flat plane, because none of the pictures that you've seen in outer space are real. They're all CGI, like satellites in space. That's not a real picture of a satellite in space. So nobody's taken that picture either. So,
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, enjoy your day.
Thanks a lot. So the rolling of the eyes is always number one by people, but that's fine. They want to roll their eyes and act like I'm the black sheep. That's 100% totally fine. So we'll give it a couple of minutes and then we'll hit up another kiosk, if you will. Oh, hey, we got a tour guide here. Yeah, Tommy Lee, exactly. She has that look. I hear you speaking, but I don't really understand or care what you're saying. Because I'm totally comfortable with my life. I only care about American Indians. Bullet, good to see you. What's up, Peanuts Clark in the house? Nathan Oakley. Yeah, this is a good day. We got a lot of tours. Got a lot of, older people to tell them that we never landed on the moon and you were lied to. But I'm not mocking you. I was right there with you. Actually, I didn't really 100% believe we landed on the moon, but satellites aren't designed to take selfies. I know, right? So they spend an extra couple $1 million to send a selfie satellite. There's a selfie satellite in outer space right now. Selfie satellites just hovering around, orbiting this 25,000 mile in circumference sphere of an Earth, taking pictures of all the satellites in outer space. Too many wolves in the chat. May you walk eternally with Christ, 100%. That's the only thing I can trust in. Certainly wouldn't trust in any of these people. A lot of people say, so I overheard this idea in a chat room the other day, and I thought it was kind of interesting, about why does it matter? Well, it matters because you're being lied to, right? And in conjunction with that, you're also being videotaped by your selfie camera. Audio is being recorded through your phone. Your TV is recording you. Your Xbox is recorded. So, I mean, you're being recorded through your emails, what you buy, so on and so on, okay? We got the picture. They're building a case against you. So, with that being said, they're building the perfect world leader. Think about that. Everything that you do is being recorded, everything. Your pooping habits when you go buy toilet paper, what you buy at the store is being recorded. And so over a period of time, they are going to give us a world leader, and it's going to be the perfect world leader. One world government, and billions of people will fall for it. They'll worship this said leader. Hate to tell you, on International Women's Day, the world leader most likely won't be a female, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, to be honest with you, because the establishment does everything opposite of God. And so I just thought that was an interesting idea, that they're using all the information that they're recording us with through our cell phones, and you have these people who are saying, well, I don't care, I'm not doing anything wrong. Well, that's fine, but they're recording you so that they can give you the best leader ever. And they'll put this best leader ever up against, somebody, that doesn't have the best reputation, if you will. So it'll be a clean sweep, if you will. So I thought that was kind of interesting. How you doing, Steve? Good, man. How you doing? Eric, Dale, good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Don't have name badges if you don't want me to call you by your name. This young lady is curious about what's going on. Why am I wasting my time here? My cell phone doesn't have a camera on, and it's never on. Well, unless you cover it with electrical tape, or you have a clamshell. See what these guys are up to. This guy's just coincidentally walking away. How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm terrific, thanks. What is it that your display is sharing?
This is our work that we do with the Minnesota Historical Society Press.
Okay.
Feel free to check out any of the books that we've published. You could take a bookmark for Minopedia.
Sure. Well, since you're offering, I'd love to take a bookmark, and then I'll give you something of mine.
Thank you.
It's my YouTube channel. I'm live on YouTube right now, and I'm just sharing information with the public that they might not be privy to.
Awesome.
So, are you familiar with what satellites are?
No, not really.
You don't know what a satellite is, though?
Kind of, but I don't know
Kinda?
a lot about them.
Okay, sure. Did you know that they orbit outer space?
Yes.
That's what they tell us, right? Although it's never been documented that a genuine picture of a satellite has ever been taken. Did you know that? So
I don't really, I'm not really into it so much.
Okay, sure. Do you, just really quick, do you have an idea that we live on a sphere spinning and out, and we live on a level motionless plane?
It's an interesting concept.
Well, if the Earth is, I'll just give you this, if the Earth is 71% water, and water always finds its level when it's in its container, right, like a bathtub or a lake, an ocean, how is it that gravity is so strong that it can keep trillions of tons of water into a sphere shape when we've always seen water level and motion when it's motionless?
It's an interesting thing to explore.
It is, and I would encourage you to explore that, and it might change your entire life. So, have a nice afternoon. Thanks. Doobie doobie doo. Yeah, right. That's the pretty much it. The rolling of the eyes. Bummer, yo. That's too bad. Yeah, it did cut out there at the end. But basically, I just told her that 71% of the Earth is water. It's always level. And we don't live on a ball, lady. And she rolled her eyes a couple of times. Information that I'm sure she's just going to go home, curl up with half a gallon of yogurt, frozen yogurt, and some cookies and watch a Eric Dubay video. Sawadee Cobb, Eric Dubay. Saw your interview with that young lady walking around the dinosaur zoo. That was interesting. That makes me miss Thailand so much, like watching that. There are so many lost people in Thailand. Wonderful food, good people though, good atmosphere. Yeah, Carl, hey, there you go. I mean, that's a good point. But I'm going to use their own ammunition against them, right? I'm going to pick and choose what I want to say. I'm going to choose to use 71% water because that's what they told us. And I'm going to use it against them in a court of law. Dun dun. Those guys are still hanging out up there. It's got the establishment up there.
Some kind of policy to say access. You know, we have to provide some kind of access. So about
I'm going to wave to him next time you look down here.
that doesn't speak English or silence, you know, then
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, look.
we should. I can't remember why we provide that service. Like we provide our own, like well, we should offer. Yeah, because I'm guessing if I'm working with them today, but it should.
They're not going to look. So, how's everybody doing? Joshua here. Still at the Minnesota State Capitol building.
It should be a barrier for you to
Got probably about another hour we're going to hang out here.
way better than we were.
Some argue that veganism
Way faster. It's great.
is the New World Order diet, right? Praise, Jibby Jedi, Brian Blazer. Sun symbolism on the floor. Yeah, 8-pointed star, actually. I'll go up on the top. Shout out to the women. I know, right? International Women's Day. I mean, because they don't have enough holidays, right? So for all you newbies here that may have not seen my previous streams, go upstairs, give you a quick little kind of lose Wi-Fi service when I come up here too. It's kind of a lame sauce. Ooh, court's in session. No, it's just a tour. No biggie. All right. So they have all these various sayings up on top for whatever reason. This one here, I don't know if you can see it. Justice is the idea of God, the ideal of man. Law is the embodiment of the moral sentiment of the people. The people's safety is the law of God. Well, which God are they talking about? Because I'll tell you what, most of these people are Freemasons. So there she is. Yeah, right. It's an eight-pointed star because it says the M's. See the M's? See the M's, kids? The M's stand for Minnesota. That's why it's an 8-pointed star. Come on. Got a statue. Are you going to be important enough to have a statue made of you? Earth flattener, lunch. Yummy, yummy. Hey, I'm going to, I have Minnesota Timberwolves tickets coming up. So we'll be at the Target Center to watch a Minnesota Timberwolves game and share information with the public. No, not good to see me. That's not kosher, but you know, that's all right. The signage says satellites don't exist.
He thinks the world is flat.
Yep.
I do too.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
It's gotta be. You ever look at it? It's flat.
I mean, mockery and ridicule is kind of the first instance that a lot of us get to, but when you see that the entire earth is covered with water, and water always finds its level in its container, right? How is it that people can use Wi-Fi towers from 146 miles from one point of land to another?
how many people do you know that's fallen off the edge there?
Who said that there's an edge?
Well, it's gotta be if it's flat.
Why does it have to be an edge, though, sir? I mean, why is outer space infinite? Who measured that?
Christopher Columbus was right. It's flat.
It's flat.
Well, I can give you a really quick thing.
Okay, you know what?
Really quick?
I gotta get going.
Oh, okay. So
Gotta get going, or so do you.
he's got to. Okay. Well, you know, I just wanted to show you how you can circumnavigate a level, motionless plane. But good to see you again. I'll probably see you soon.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Yeah, right. You know, I don't want new information. I don't like new information. So he runs away. But you know, whether anybody believes this or any other conspiracy theory that you have, we live in America, and this is the First Amendment, right? Hey, fellas, how you doing? Okay, good. The earth is flat and not a ball like we're taught in school, okay? And it's good for us to use our First Amendment right here in America and share. Hey, they took my spot. Oh, where am I? Oh, okay, there it is. And just share information with them, opinions. I think we might have to do a reset here. Hold on, everybody. Give me a minute. All right, we're back. So I think that's one thing that people are kind of getting confident about, is starting to openly share their opinions and their disdain, if you will, of the United States government, particularly. And so,
Hi, do you want to hear about what's in the case?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to.
Okay. You're not filming this, though. Are you live streaming this?
I am live streaming, yeah.
Okay. Well, to where?
To YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah. You want to share your information with everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Of course. We'll just get this all. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, these are just items from the Minnesota Historical Society's collection.
Okay.
And they are about Fort Snelling from all different periods of its existence. People have lived on that land for thousands of years, so starting at the point.
Okay.
Going into fur trade kind of times. This is an iron leg iron that was found during excavation work in the 60s.
Okay.
And we know it's from the earlier period, and we don't know if it was used on soldiers who were in trouble or enslaved people at the fort. This is a list of enslaved people at the fort that we found in Lawrence Tolliver's papers. So he has all the names listed there, and at the bottom it says 21 freed from slavery, 1839, 40, and 43.
Mm-hmm.
And they were freed by him because they were his slaves. So that's it's really kind of heartbreaking. This is a newspaper, and I put this in here because it talks about Fort Snelling, but it's also one of the examples of our digitized newspapers, which are so great because they can be searched by keyword instead of having to go through all the microfilm.
Oh wow! So how did you do that? Like, because I mean, it was printed once. Right. So did you have it just scanned by a computer?
They scanned it.
Simple enough.
And then figured out a way to have it such high quality that it can be read.
Oh wow!
So that's great. This is a basket that was made after World War I. A lot of soldiers came back from the war, and either they were injured physically or mentally. What we would call PTSD now, they called shell shock then.
Okay.
And so they came back, and they were in a state that they needed help, and so they went to this occupational therapy sort of hospital at Fort Snelling. So that was one of the pieces that was made by a soldier. And then these are a couple pieces from World War II. So here we have some soldiers leaving the fort, go off to war in 1941. This is a picture from the Japanese translators who were at the military language school in 1945, and this is an armband that was from the Women's Army Corps in Minnesota, and it was associated with the 7th Service Command. That's why the star has 7 points, and that's cool. I like it also because it's yellow, which is the traditional color for suffragette movement, so it's particularly a women's thing. So that's what we have. And,
terrific.
Yeah.
If you date these items at 6,000 BC, is that how that would
older than that.
That would imply that the Earth is older than 6,000 BC, right? And I wouldn't agree with that.
That's fine. You can have your opinions, but I believe the science that's been
Sure thing.
Right.
And
Thank you.
I would love for you to check out my information here. I got a YouTube channel.
All right. Well, thank you. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for sharing. All right, so I believe in science. She blinded me with science. Oh, sad. All right. Science. Hey, we're back. Yippee. Every time I go upstairs, it seems like there's always an issue. So it's like I gotta reset the camera and reset the stream. Garbage. Nathan Oakley, 3G only on Mars. Hey, did you know that Elon Musk is gonna send a 4G network to the moon? So if you Google that, type in Elon Musk 4G moon landing, you'll get some information about that. I don't know why it's not going to be 5G, considering that that's where we're headed. Yeah, we're back. YouTube is being funny. Yeah, right? They'll only get 3G on Mars. I feel terrified slightly terrified for those 2 people that are supposed to be going to the moon and eventually going to Mars, considering that Elon Musk and his team of... Oh, YouTube is being funny. And so, with his crack team of scientists, Elon Musk missed the moon with his Tesla car. So, good luck with that. Good luck trying to get people to sign up to travel to the moon and to Mars. And his team of husks. The 4G network to the moon is great news for all people who live on the moon. I know, right? They've been probably struggling with 3G for quite a while. Won't be long before Richard Branson starts laying virgin fiber optics in the moon. They will have to shut the moon down for weeks, right? Well, I mean, yeah, what are you going to do? You're going to cause accidents up there with all the satellites, with the fiber optics from the Earth to the moon. People are going to be doing the limbo, trying to avoid all the fiber optic cables. I think she's drinking a glass of wine. I'll bet you. I'll betcha. So thanks a lot for everybody hanging out. Got 45 minutes to hang out here. And too bad we don't have any school classes. Hey, I saw somebody coming through here. Vinny TV, good to see ya. Vinnybot, is it? GB says, just make sure your signals are enough horsepower to penetrate the ionosphere. Right. Flat Accord Music, Goldfish Brain. Drop satellite fiber optics 8 times faster. Right? So... Zane says, I feel like not one person will look into flat Earth. Maybe we need to go to the universities next time. Well, yeah, I do go to the universities. I'm sure you remember. But it's still pretty cold outside. Just don't want to stand outside. I'll start hitting up the university in April. Most likely. I'm sure there'll be a couple of 50-degree days in April that I could venture out to U of M campus. I feel more at home there because I look like a college student. Especially if I'm wearing this Golden Gopher shirt, this hoodie. Let me show you. It's not letting me go to selfie. There we go. So I got this guy here. Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota Golden Gopher hoodie. So, you know, we look like a 22-year-old anyways. We'll fit right in. So, yeah, we'll just pick up some different ideas as we progress through the year. Always going to try to hit up a Twins game. They seem to let me canvass their area and not give me too much of a... I mean, they did give me kind of a hard time last year, but, you know, this guy. How you doing? Good. We didn't land on the moon, okay, sir? Stop spending our tax monies and giving it to NASA, okay? Liar. He's a... Oh. I see what it's doing. See, I have here's the catch-22. I have my apps on Google to update on Wi-Fi only, and I never use Wi-Fi. You know, because I got the Sprint, right? And it's pretty good service, and that's what I use when I'm out in public, because there's never any Wi-Fi anywhere. And that's the only time that my apps update. So now my apps are updating because I'm connected to Wi-Fi. They just want to connect right now and update, coincidentally enough, while I'm doing this. Thanks, Google, YouTube. Appreciate you. Thanks for having no idea that I'm live streaming on YouTube and I need bandwidth to stream, and you're taking up all my bandwidth by updating apps I never use. So, yeah, Zane, we have students coming in here. I mean, I don't know the schedule of schools that come through here. You know, we had a good conversation with, about, what do you think? We had 8 or 10 teenagers that just drove up for a wrestling tournament. So I talked to them a little bit. So I mean, here at the Capitol, it's hit or miss, you know, but we've talked to some people. We've handed out some cards. People just might look at the cards, go to my YouTube channel, or check out the various documentaries that I have for spite. You don't know what people are going to do when they go home. You don't know. They might throw my Authentic Intent card away, but remember what I said about Flat Earth and check it out sometime. I might have some closet Flat Earthers subscribe to my channel who don't want, you know, who mocked and ridiculed it before, and now they... You know, so... You don't know what people do when they go home. Jordan? Yeah, right? Exactly.
And then so they've got this, it's the whole time, so because they suddenly
exactly. Jibby, you got a point. Me in the right direction to get my Authentic Intent t-shirts. That would be fun. I mean, I've explored that a little bit. I don't necessarily care to promote my channel, or it would be more like an idea. Or a saying. I mean, we could use it as a pun. We could use it like, I have an authentic intent to tell you the earth is flat, or something like that. You know, if we weren't having fun, we're doing it wrong. I know, right? Gotta have some fun with these people. You know, had some fun with the Cowboys earlier. Funny that they did their farming up in Alexandria, right where my dad lives. Huh. It was meant to be. Hey, we're live. We're back. So, yeah, my phone is downloading apps now, so that's awesome. Downloaded Facebook pages, good thing, you know, can't live without Facebook. Hey, and in addition to that, I have a LG G6 phone. It came with Facebook already pre-installed on it. I can't delete Facebook off my phone. Or Facebook pages. I can delete Facebook Messenger, though. Tim Truth says Elon Musk is going to put a man on the sun. Geocentric Love, maybe you can turn off the updates completely. Oh, but I need my updated, you know, Domino's Pizza app. Yeah, but I just coincidentally have them on update on Wi-Fi. I never use Wi-Fi. I mean, rarely. What I should do is, you know, I'm going to have to like put 10 minutes into updating my phone before I head out, so that doesn't happen. That's what I'll do. And I thought I updated my phone like a couple days ago, but geez Louise, like constant updates, give me a break. Plus, all those apps are constantly sending information back to the source. So yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Generally, though, I mean, we do tend to have a fairly good... Hey, we're back. Generally, we do, though, have a pretty decent stream. I don't think it's downloading anymore. Yeah, exactly. They happen when they want. See, I connect to my Wi-Fi at home. Sometimes I'm garbage. All right, so we did like a hard reset. I just reset my phone. So maybe that'll help. We only got 30 more minutes to go. Yeah. My phone is counting down the time live now. It says 22. Yeah, it definitely is a YouTube thing. YouTube's on to me. Good times. Good times had by all. Some schmutz on the camera. Well, if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, dislike, you know, do all those things that you do on YouTube if you like it. If you don't, that's totally fine. If you do, that helps this content move up the ladder on Facebook in their algorithm. That's what they tell us, right? And also, one thing too, I don't think a lot of people do is check out the description section. I updated my links. I had some dead links from some channels that were deleted and some videos that weren't up anymore, so I went through that and I posted some new videos. Some good, you know, really good documentaries. One of them is regarding MK Ultra. It's called the Phoenix Program. That's in the description section. It is fascinating to see how the United States government uses microwave technology and various other forms of radio waves to control the population. People don't think that they do that, but they do. Algorithm. Vinny TV, my whole channel is gone, yeah. That's what you were telling me. But, you know, all we can do is post another one. When I was live at the Minnesota Wild game, I took a screenshot of this, but I went into my video manager after the Wild game and saw that the video is not suitable for some advertisers. Even though I don't monetize my videos anymore. That was 2 hours after it got uploaded onto YouTube. It's like, what is not okay with this video? Why are you telling me this? And then today I looked, and after my review that I sent in, garbage, you're kidding me. All right, we solved that problem. No more updates. I had to just go in there. Gravity keeps hitting me here. All these satellites. Unreal. Unreal. Yeah, it's getting pretty ridiculous. I stopped the downloads, but then I had to restart the Wi-Fi. So maybe it'll work better now. But it's just I don't tend to be like that. Like when people are in their Google Hangouts and they're like, "Oh, it's getting pretty choppy. The government must not want us to talk about this." Give me a break. You're not talking about anything that's controversial. Seriously. You have the same 2 or 3 people on your channel every single day. Oh, and then they openly say the government must be onto us. It's like, really? Like you have the biggest, and I'm not talking about Nathan Oakley, so let's clearly air it out. But in other flat earth chats, you have the same 2 or 3 people on your chat, and when it gets choppy, come on, like, it might just be that particular time something's going on. I mean, you need to just not let, you need to let go of you being targeted individual. You're on YouTube talking about stuff. Like, so is everybody else. You're not any more special. Come out and show your face on public property and videotape it and see what happens. You know? I mean, anybody can talk about the stuff that you're talking about. But to continually have the same echo chamber on your channel talking about the same stuff, you know, oh no, the firmament is called NUT, N-U-T. Give me a break. And then you're going to complain that the government is trying to shut you down? No, you're promoting the philosophy that the establishment wants you to talk about. Why would they want to shut you down? Or are you playing like possum? You know, I think that's another thing too, is like people, they have other channels come into their channel and snipe them, and then they make it look like, oh no, I was sniped, oh, I'm going to play the victim now. You know? It's unbelievable. You know, and one thing that I'm going to address that Mark Sargent brought up with PewDiePie and the fake subs and the fake view counts and stuff, that is 100% happening in the Flat Earth community. I hope you know that. And you need to be aware. In the truther community, these people that you follow and that you praise and that you lift up in this community, after 3 or 4 months, have 20,000 to 30,000 subs. They have 1 million views. When typically they have a couple hundred views. Couple hundred views for like 95% of all their videos, and one just happens to go viral. Give me a break. No, that's not how it happens. That's just not how it works. I don't believe that. And that irritates me, because these people, they call themselves truthers in this community or in the truther community, and they can't see that channels are buying their views. You can type in YouTube, buy my views, and you'll get 24 websites that will give you the ability to buy views for your channel. And then they're genuine views too, because they're just like college students who signed up for this, who have a contract with this website to give a genuine message or report about it. Like if you go into some of these truther channels, okay, and you look at their comment section and you see their view count and their thumbs up are like 20 to 1, look at their comment section. And you tell me how genuine those comments are. Give me a break. And some of those channels aren't even real. I'm just saying, it just irritates me to the fullest to see people following other truth channels or other flat earth channels and not being able to see through that. You know, you stop at flat Earth is what I think a lot of people have done. You're not continually investigating. You're not continually having your ears perked up and saying, hey, you know what? I don't know about this. People have made videos about some flat Earth channels. You know, there's one flat Earth channel that gave it up and left. Was around this time last year, had 15,000 subs, you know, and now everybody's moving over to Twitch. Yeah, well, nobody's gonna watch your content if you call people names all the time and you buy your views and your subs. You know, just because there's a topic or a particular thing like, I don't know, a supermoon, and you do a video about the supermoon, whereas weeks prior to that, you had maybe a couple thousand views because you're doing live Google Hangouts in an open panel, and now all of a sudden you do a video about the supermoon and you have 500,000 views within 2 weeks? You gotta stay up. You gotta stay up on top of this stuff, people, please. You know? There's channels out there. Channel gets deleted and then 6 months later it has more viewers and subs than it did before. You can do this. YouTube and their community guidelines allows you to buy your views and your subs. It's not a channel termination offense. Yeah, Zane, there you go. You said it, not me. So, you know, just putting that out there for everybody. Hey, Gordzilla, good to see you. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Jonathan. Why is this kid butthurt? Wait, he loves drama, hence which is even a flat earther in the first place. It's not drama. It's just I'm speaking my mind. It's my opinion, and I'm trying to wake other people up. It's not drama. I didn't name any names. Did I name names? No, I didn't name names. I'm just saying, hey, you know what? There's plenty of people out there that choose to buy their subs and their views. You know? Some people will say, well, what's the big deal about buying views? If it brings the view count up, then YouTube is going to promote it. So then our message is getting out. Well, that's not a very genuine way to get views and subs. And it taints the integrity of people who are genuine truthers. They delete subs from normal channels. They do. They certainly do. Or people leave. You know, I mean, I lost, not a whole lot, but I lost 20 people, 20 subs, from the hiatus. People are more subtle at first. They only buy 10,000 views and subs, not millions. Yeah, exactly. P. Mars, like how you taint the integrity of truthers when you say satellites are fake. Well, like you're poker playing, we can show that we're playing poker online and we're using animation to play poker. This is an animation. Okay? That's an animation, dude. So if I regularly see something that's animated on a computer and you're telling me that that's how we communicate on Earth, then I'm going to kind of come to the assumption that, hey, you know what? We probably don't have to use satellites because 99% of all communications on Earth are through ground towers, fiber optics, balloons, drones, probably airplanes. You know, like, that was my big thing last year when I was talking to the college students. Give me, you know, and that's fine. Hey, if you desire that to be true, you think it's true, or you're told that you have to say that, that's on you. And you will be judged for saying that. It doesn't seem like a big deal now to be judged for something by God, but you will be. So either leave or stop saying that satellites exist and they're physical objects orbiting Earth right now. Because you and I know that that is not true. Not only I'm talking to the trolls, but I'm talking about, you know, other flat earthers. They know that. There's over 4,000 satellites in outer space right now, supposedly orbiting Earth. Not one of them was shown during the Tesla car. Not one airplane is viewed from the ISS traveling over the Earth. Not one airplane. You can't see one airplane from the ISS. You know? You can't see one satellite from the Tesla Roadster if that was real. It should look like bees surrounding an irritated beehive when you take pictures of the Earth from outer space. That picture that they took, or that movie, right? That they had to hide the alien bases of the dark side of the moon from 1,000,000 miles away, and they took that video. The Earth should be surrounded by tiny little satellites. You shouldn't be able to see the surface of the Earth. The Earth is fake from outer space. We have never seen what the Earth looks like. Now, whether it looks like the AE map, or the Gleasons, or Pac-Man, we don't know. But it sure as hell is not a computer image in outer space. You know, the moon is not a physical object that can be landed on. Okay, yeah, you can bounce a pork radio off of it. Big rip. Who cares? You can't tell me that they figured out how to bounce light or radio waves off of an object in the sky, like the moon. You can't tell me that hundreds of years before you were ever born, they figured out how to bounce a pork radio off the moon, and now you say you do it, so that means it's a physical object that can be landed on? No, it's not. You cannot land on it as a human being. You might be able to bounce stuff off of it. That doesn't mean that you can go there and play golf. So, you know, these people here, all these people here are going to be woken up. Whether they like it or not, they're going to have to meet God. They're going to have the revelation that they were lied to while they were here on earth. And they chose to be deceived. They chose the easier path. Wide and broad is the way to destruction. Narrow is the path to truth. And these people are all going to figure it out. That they live on a flat earth. What's that? Buy? This is public property. I can film and talk all I want.
Yeah, but you can go over there.
Well, then don't open your mouth, ma'am. Okay? No, I'm not invading anybody's space. I'm certainly plenty far away here. Okay? And if I was to ask you for some information, you know, you would have to help me. So, or I could just sit here and I could look at your information and your periodicals. You know, learn your rights, ma'am, please. It's called First Amendment. Okay? Soon we're going to be using the Second. So, wasn't even talking to her. And so, you know, I'm just getting, I'm getting irritated, you know. And I'm showing my disdain for this reality regularly. And we'll see what happens. We'll certainly see what happens as we progress throughout the year. Who's with me? You know, who wants to be, you know, in public, show their face? You know? People think that they got privacy. You got privacy, you got a webcam on that iPad there. They're watching you. You know, you take your cell phone camera into the bathroom with you. If you don't have electrical tape on it, guess what? You know, figure it out. Put 2 and 2 together there. But, you know, I'd love for people to come down. I let people know here in Minnesota when I'm gonna go live. So if people want to come by, I plan on coming to the state capitol at least twice a week. Hopefully, at least once a week I'll be here. You know? And so people think that their information is more important than somebody else's. Like this is important. This is important information for us all to learn about. Like they feel like all this information here is important enough, but my information, because it doesn't go along with their ideals, is a conspiracy. You know, my information isn't important enough, but everybody else's is. You know, your information is more important than what I'm sharing. Give me a break.
So I went to Minneapolis.
You guys are all being brainwashed. It's unbelievable. And you like it. You love the lie that you live in. And you will all be totally deceived. Like, I can't even explain. You guys think you're being deceived now. I could give you all the conspiracy, I could give you the top 10 conspiracy theories that are true, that actually came to be true, and you still wouldn't believe it. Documented. How George Bush propagates lies on national news. They can openly propagate lies on the news. It's documented. Yeah, find something to fight for. See, they still sit mock and ridicule. Find something to fight for.
Anyways, I went there.
And do something. Instead of sitting on your hands. This is why the country is the way that it is. And that's the thing, too. So I'll bring it up again. Idiocracy, right? The movie Idiocracy. It takes place, you know, the main part of the movie takes place in 2500. But that movie has to have been set up for the 1500s up until now. And just showing you how the progressive state of this country has become. That's us right now. The average IQ cannot anywhere be over 100 right now. There's no way. There is no way our IQ in this country is over 100 on average. And so, as we start to become more open in public to share the truth with these people, you know, it's like P. Mars is saying, you know, hey, come play heads up with me online. I play live poker, man. So both of us are going to be out of our elements. If you come down here and we play heads up poker in person, it's different than it would be if I was to play online. This is a different animal here. You know, people say that I'm a jerk, I'm aggressive, I'm stalking, yada yada. That's because you're so used to being online in Google Hangouts, watching videos, making comments, sitting in front of your computer screen. Have your names thrown at you. Be mocked and ridiculed by every single person that you talk to. When you think that what you're sharing is truth, okay, bring it out to the public and be nice to people. You know, like honestly, like have compassion and a desire to share the truth with these people and have them spit in your face, verbally and metaphorically, by mocking and calling you names because you bring new information to them that they've never heard of. They love their schooling. They love their education. They love mainstream media. You can't put enough cold water on these people and wake them up. There's not enough cold water to dump on these people who are asleep. Because they want to go back to it. They keep going back to it. You know, the pig returns. You know, it's like the proverb. The pig returns to its slop after it's been washed. A dog returns to its vomit. You know? You got a dog that's going to throw up, it's going to lick that vomit right up. You know? But you share new information with people, tell them that they've been lied to. Hey, you might want to look into this. They laugh at you. And that's fine. Some people they're not destined to wake up. They're not going to wake up. They will choose. That is the great part about this country, is we have free will and we have free speech to an extent, right? I mean, if you're going to start mouthing off hate speech, I mean, you're going to have some difficulty saying what you want to say, you know, but I mean, if you have opinions and you have viewpoints that don't line up with the main agenda of this country and this earth, you are going to catch some flack. There's nothing wrong with catching flack for what you believe in. And that's what we have to do. You know, eventually over a period of time, I think there will be people out in the YouTube land who will be ready to publicly come out and either join me or go to your own state capital. You know, this is where things get done. I mean, laws, you know, I can go to a committee meeting, I can find out when that stuff is, and I can have my 3 minutes. But I think in a general sense, yeah, truth is the new hate speech. Pippi, good. Exactly. The truth is the new hate speech. But I think overall, the university campus is probably the best place for me to go, because that's really where kids are. That's where our youth is, our future. And we got to start waking them kids up. You know, your mid to low 20-year-olds. Sporting events in here, you know, it's a great place to meet younger kids and talk to them and say, hey, you know what? You don't live on a ball. Yeah, we do, blah, blah, blah. And then they mock and ridicule you. And then you say, hey, well, go home and ask your parents who Santa Claus is. See where that goes. Okay? I can't prove to you that we live on a ball or a flat earth here in this place, but I can tell you to go talk to your kids about Santa Claus. How you doing, sir?
Good, yourself?
Hey, I'm terrific, thanks.
I'm just watching you.
Hey, right on, man. Hey, do you believe that satellites exist and they're orbiting Earth right now?
No.
No?
No, not at all.
Are you mocking and ridiculing, or are you just hamming it up?
Satellites up there. How would you? Of course they are.
Have you ever seen one with your own physical eyes?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Like a light in the sky, or
Light
you've
in the
seen
sky.
this?
Light in the sky, move it across.
Okay, so you assume it's a satellite, right?
I've been told it's a satellite. I don't assume.
I was told too. So you would think that it's probably something like this guy in outer space, right?
Could look like that. Yeah,
Okay.
It looks more like the one behind you.
Yeah, it looks more like this. Are you familiar with what CGI is and like Photoshop and everything is?
I know a little bit about that.
Okay, does this look like a genuine picture of a satellite in outer space then?
Well, that's a digital representation of one.
It is. Then 100% of all your satellites in outer space on Google are this.
Is that right? So there's no satellites up there?
I'm just trying to draw a conclusion together and see if you can meet me in the middle at least. If all of our satellites in outer space are CGI images, and I was to take a picture of this on the ground, where would that lead you? Because this is on the ground, but then they tell us that this is up in space.
Well, that would lead me to believe that that's on someone's computer and the picture in the back is on the ground.
Right, okay. And so if I was to hand you an article that says 99% of all Earth's communication is through fiber optics and ground towers, what would that do for you?
99%, I think that might be a little high. I believe so.
Well, if satellites don't exist, where else are we going to get our communication from?
If the question is satellites don't exist,
Mm-hmm.
then probably 99.9% is through fiber optics.
And there you go. So
And with that, I got to run.
hey, right on. I got a YouTube channel. It'll help
All right,
you
Joshua.
explore a little bit more. Have a good
luck to
afternoon.
you.
What's your name?
McDonald, Joe McDonald.
Joe McDonald. Thanks a lot, man.
Good to meet you.
Drive safe out there.
You too.
Thanks. Yepers. Joe McDonald. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping. Martin? Still here. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. Could be, yeah, he stopped. You know, he was informed. He was interested. So that's what we're looking for. You know, we're always looking for people who are like, what is this idiot doing? Why is he walking around? So, Joe McDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm was GMOs, E-I-E-I-O. So, I don't know, we got a couple more minutes. Hang out. Yeah, right? Frequencies. The guy came up to AI thinking it was going to be a cakewalk, and then boom! He's told we don't live on a sphere, satellites are fake, and you're all being lied to by your mainstream media. But that's okay, because you got a job and you pay your taxes, right?
Yeah.
Hey, right?
How are you?
No, sir.
No, sir. No taxes.
No, sirree, Bob. It's not actually in the Constitution, sir, so it's not legal. And on that farm, we had some corn. E-I-E-I-O.
That's right.
Yepers. So I hope everybody else has got something planned later. I might go live tomorrow or Saturday just to kind of rehash what we went through today and tomorrow. So ask him if the stocks and companies that make money from the idea of space. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. Ask him if they have stock. Hopefully, I'll be here tomorrow. So mark your calendars, folks. Maybe we'll have some youngsters coming in. Fridays maybe are like school days for, to come out to the state capitol. So stay tuned tomorrow. At some point, we'll be live at the Minnesota State Capitol building. And then sometime soon, we will be at a Minnesota Timberwolves game. Hanging out. Yakking it up with all your patrons. I like the NBA overall, but I mean, out of all the sports, I think in terms of like skill level, it's pretty up there if it's a genuine basketball game. But the NBA is so rigged. It is the worst. The NBA is the worst at like flopping. Marcus Smart got trolled for being one of the biggest floppers at Oklahoma State University. So it's funny that Marcus Smart is speaking about somebody else flopping or complaining about calls. So we'll be there to ham it up next week. We got the state capitol building again. Maybe it'll be nice out. We can go to the state campus, the Minnesota University, Minnesota campus, but I doubt it. So we're going to start to close up shop. I really appreciate everybody coming by and hanging out for the duration, or if you're coming in after the live stream, I appreciate you. Put me on 1.5 speed so you can hurry up and get this video over with, right? And if you haven't yet, like, share, and subscribe this video. Let's get it out there. If you don't like how I do things, email me. Let me know. My email is in the description section below. jswifty1981@gmail.com. Give me some pointers, some advice, other than troll-like behavior. You're an idiot. Here's some pictures of satellites in outer space. Yada, yada, yada. You know, I mean, hey, that's cool if you want to troll my email, that's fine. Or, you know, send my email out to spam type behavior so I get my spam box. You know, I started putting my email out there and I got spam. Like, what a coincidence, right? So, a lot of integrity out there with people's emails and whatnot. So, you know, I'm always looking for help, people to come out and hang out, get some grub afterwards. Yeah, we circumnavigated that area a couple hundred times. I should use that. Has nothing to do with the 8-pointed star. That, right? So, here's a view of St. Paul. It's not as big as, you know, that's it. I mean, look at that thing. That's your Twin Cities, folks. We were down there doing the Wells Fargo bit. Had some fun. Trolled the Wells Fargo Corporation. They have the taller building there on your right. And then we have more judicial buildings here on the right. This is all connected to tunnels. So you don't have to walk outside. Everything is a tunnel here. So give you guys another look. Got some important people brassed up on top of Old Smoky. So they're important. So there she is, your Minnesota State Capitol building. We were live here. I appreciate everybody for coming by. Flat Accord Music, a person, Jordan Hatch. Yeah, we'll be checking out the Soylent Green factory at the Minnesota campus, your McDonald's. Martin, thanks for staying up and hanging out and watching. Appreciate you. Vinny TV, yeah, peace out, guys, everybody. This has been another broadcast for you guys. Not just me, I'm doing this for you and all of our asleep human beings on this level motionless plane. Have a good afternoon, guys. Have a good night. We'll see you soon.